Let's continue with the previous video to finish the algorithm efficiency. So earlier we say if you try to find the sum of the n, we can write the for loop or while loop when we demonstrate you in COMSC210. But if you implement like this, your runtime will become big O n, because each time you get into the loop, according to the n you pass, you need to go through the for loop or while loop n times. But if we try to use a formula, the mathematical formula, to find the sum for 1 to 2 to n, you can just have one step, 1 plus n times n divided by 2. So one step, they finish. So the one step finish means this one, if we say the algorithm big O notation, this function is big O1. Why big O1? Because no matter your n is 100, 1 million, 1,000, you only need to plug in to this formula one time, then you finish. So that's why here they become the algorithm is big O1, because no matter your n is 100, 1,000, 1 million, or 1 billion, they only have constant operation you need to finish. So that's what will show you why when you have big O(n), we call linear, because according to the n is different, your runtime will like linear increase. But if you have big O1, we call that a constant runtime, because no matter your n is 100, 1 million, or 1 billion, they are the runtime only constant number. So that we quickly to introduce you the difference between big O1 and the big O(n). So big O1 and the big O(n) we call constant runtime or linear runtime. When your n is small, you don't feel too much different, because how can you feel what is the 2 nanosecond or 300 nanosecond? But if your n becomes super big, then you can feel your runtime is different, because you can feel 3 seconds is 1, 2, 3. Or you see nanosecond, you just finish. So addition to you have big O1, big O(n), we also have big O log n or big O(n) squared. So then their runtime will be all different. But here I just give you the introduction, what is the big O. In our future lecture, I will more detail to tell you the big O(n), or we say the big O notation. Then I also will show you different example about different big O notation. I didn't include this chart in our handout, but you can quickly to search online. They will show you, see, this one is according to different n. So then you see here is the runtime. That's why you can see here we have big O n factorial, or 2 to the nth power, or n squared, or n log n, or constant. So you can see here, sorry, this one actually is the number of n. The x-axis is number of n. So then here, the y actually is the runtime. So that's why you can see that's the linear runtime. Then you have the quadratic runtime. So that can show you how the big O runtime will affect. That means different algorithm efficiency will affect your runtime dramatically. So that you can refer to. So that's our course introduction. So you know our course, even we say that's program design and data structure, but we are not only told you introduce you different data structure. Sometimes we will give you different algorithm to solve the problem using different data structure. Then of course you need to implement that in C++. So that's part of the programming design. So we may not be able to talk about everything in this class. Like we say, data structure and algorithm is very big topic we will talk about. And also sometimes when you're doing the interview, that's many software company love to ask data structure question. So I give you a couple other resource. You may not need that now, but in the future, after you complete this course, that's very good resource you can go to. So you have top 10 algorithm interview question. Then you have 500 data structure and algorithm. So here you can implement, they show you the example, implement Java or C++. Also the last one you see, that's the picture I show you about the big old runtime, like your cheating chart. So you can see the runtime according to different N. So that's our class introduction. So this class we will implement in C++. All the C++, you have your choice of the IDE you can use. So in our school, in the lab computer, we have the Visual Studio 2017 and 2019 you can access. Then we have CodeBlock installed on our Windows system in the lab computer as well. But then actually we have many others IDE you can use. So which IDE you want to use, I don't have any requirement for this class, as long as you can run multiple file projects. On the other hand, in this class, we need to implement the header file for different data structure. So then you have your driver program is a CPP file. So your project should be able to run a header file and a source file. So then here also you can, if you run on Mac, I will recommend you can use the Xcode. So for myself, I'm using the Xcode to run students program and student submission. And also we have the Cloud9. So the Cloud9 actually I won't show in the class, but one thing is before the class start, I believe all of you receive an invitation about the Cloud9 account activation, about the Amazon, AWS, Amazon Web Service. They invite you to create a free account. So for this class, I request $50 credit on AWS. So everyone can apply for that. So then you can have $50 credit to access the Amazon Web Service. So then they have the Cloud9 is a web-based IDE you can use to compile either C++ or other program. So the rest of this handout 1 or handout 0, actually I just show you because since that's a 210 class, you already write many C++ program. But then I want you to, for 210, you can try different IDE which you didn't use before. So for example, if in 110, 165, you use a CodeBlock. So maybe this time in 210, you can try to using Visual Studio or Cloud9 or other IDE. So the rest of the slides, actually I just show you some screenshot how to create project on CodeBlocks. So that's the screenshot. So you can step by step to follow that to create a project on CodeBlocks. And I have the screenshot for Visual Studio. So then you can see how you will create the project on Visual Studio. So you can choose the IDE you never used before and give them a learning process on that. And also I have the screenshot for Xcode for the Mac user. Okay, so the same thing, you need to create after you open your Xcode project, you need to create a command line project. So then step by step, you can follow by that. So then the last one actually set up the Cloud9. So the first thing you need to register your AWS free account so to get your credit. Okay, so then here I give you some link about your registration and create the environment on Cloud9. So then you see your Cloud9. web-based IDE will look like this. So that's our introduction for Module 0. So some introduction about this course and get ready for your IDE.